is OG Lopez, founder and CEO of Revastaff.com. And today we'll be talking to founders about their startup journeys, and they will be reacting to some startup stories, some statistics, and things that. So to we so this content is to inspire aspiring founders to actually uh, do their startup and different founders in different levels and different tiers in their startup journey. And we are going to be talking to these awesome founders that we have. So first up, just introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and take it away, Charm.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Charmaine. I'm from Cebu, and I founded Movietelle. It's a pioneering short-term rental service offering flexible stays any time of the day in 4-hour increments. And hopefully soon our guests will enjoy the convenience of paying at the door by smart key card with a single tap. Yeah, hopefully soon. So that's it. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Charm. Tara.
Amazing. Yes, I'm Tara Macias C, born and raised in Dipolog City, Zamora Norte. But Cebu as well is my second hometown where I represented Cebu City during Survivor Philippines reality TV show back GMA 7. That was 2009. So that was actually a great opening for me in the media world. But after that, I had to pursue my call center career. And later, I had to become the youngest, probably, manager in film life at 24. Later, when I had to fully settle down, I had to move to Dipolog City, where definitely my hometown. That's when I started building my own business. It's called MSY Marketing Solution Services, where it stands for my last name, Macias and C. So it's Macias C Marketing Solution Services. For that purpose is to aim to help and lead the way for our community, because I'm from there and I know there was no opportunity for call center and I had to move to different big cities in order to get a job. So that was the main purpose of that business, because I know I can't be an employee at all. So when I started that 2017, it's the first digital marketing in the area and the first call center company as well. So it's a great stepping stone for everybody, where it create impact to people, where they can get that experience, to get on the calls for the international clients, for USA, UK, and all other countries in the world. And so for the last 7 years, we have evolved. We have doing other businesses because of the pandemic. We had franchise into delivery apps like Carry Delivery. We are also the founder for that. I mean, we had piloted 11 branches all over Mindanao for Carry Delivery. So it's still on, but it's more of in Manila, in Parañaque. It was built by Core Enabler. And so with that experience with Foodpanda as well, during the time in pandemic, it's so big, it's so huge at the time, right? The delivery. So they had to open to different cities and the countryside. That's what we were talking about with OJ, right? Like we're trying to top the market that has not been, probably has not been developed, or they're not given the opportunity to grow. So Foodpanda, it was open last October of 2021 during the pandemic. And I have handled the marketing for it. I'm proud to be part of the campaign where we had to hire freelancers for first 50, 60 people in our town, in Dipolog specifically. And later, because I've been advocating, sorry, I have to say a lot because there's so much things are happening. But later after pandemic,
There's
I had
no
to,
time limit.
there's no time limit. I've been advocating for fashion, and it's a crazy twist, because from digital marketing to call center, and then to putting up a local delivery business. And then I had to advocate for fashion because during the pandemic, there was some shows happening in all other cities like Davao. And when I saw that my sister was on a runway show, and that was pandemic, it's like, oh, why are they able to do that? Why can't we do that in my town? Why can't I do it myself? So if you you try to look back, runway is crazy big right now, right? It's all in the place. If you remember, Heart Evangelista really worked her way to get there right now. During the pandemic, she has to travel to New York to get to the on location sites, to get the front row seats, and that's where she's making a lot of money today, because of the brands has able to recognize her. And that's what I did too. I wanted to have more reasons why I should go to the States. So, but because I'm already a call center company and I have the access already to come to the States, to transact, contract, or anything of that, because we want to make sure that if I'm gonna outsource more clients in the States, and I would have the ability to have my own bank accounts there and stuff like that. That's always been the challenge if you are to lead a call center company. And so I would have to have more reasons. And so that fashion advocacy program is to actually introduce it to the international market. That's when we had the New York Fashion Week. And we're very proud to say that I have launched or at least organized 3 New York Fashion Weeks myself, and did the did the magazine runway show for the very first time to represent the Philippines, and did the New York Billboard Times Square featuring with some celebrities in the Philippines. One of our ambassadors is Sarah Labati, where I had to go to New York to get her posted in New York Billboard. And yes, it was crazy. It was big. I'm also surprised at what I've done, and it gets to the point that my name has been on the media for it because of the New York Billboard Times Square with celebrities. I had a collaboration with Viva Artists. It's really a crazy twist. It's a different avenue, and everybody's doing it right now in the other side, right? So that I want to share, because if we are into events or anything of that, it's an avenue. It's also the other side of the advocacy. It's really not about rental. It's not about right insurance or anything about Verba stuff. It's also different, where I would really want to welcome everybody, that it's also a platform for everybody where we all can participate in. So I think it's more of the billboard. So we hope to feature OJ anytime this week in New York, because he's gonna be there. So we
Yeah.
hope to feature him and some of a few brands that we would like to test for one big billboard right there at 1568. We're gonna show it to you anytime. So yeah, I think that's it. That's for now. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very impressive. We have a celebrity in our midst now. Tara, a girl from Dipolog all the way to New York, right? So these are the types of stories that aspiring founders, that it can be done, right? It can be done. So that's why
Yes.
we're here. We're trying to discuss that, and we're going to uh discuss a lot of these things as we move with the topics that we have. Okay, so next, Mon.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. So, yeah, first of all, my name is Mon. I'm the founder of Monoroa Digital Marketing. So, also happen to have a digital marketing agency, but we mostly do lead generation for real estate industries. Right now, we're kind of being treated like an emergency but for a lot of a lot of developers and brokerages, and that's why we're kind of called as the top in the nation. Because we're the only ones being able to generate like all the way to nine figures for just one agent in under a month. So that's our claim to fame. And
How
yeah,
much is the nine
actually,
digits, Mon?
How much
huh?
is the 9 digits?
How much is the
Yeah,
nine
for
digits?
largest that we've ever did was 421 million in just 5 days after launching the campaign.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why that's why I don't know, people call us the top in the nation just because of that. And actually it's kind of funny because similar to Tara and probably also OJ, you're like I also came from the call center industry, and that was actually my first job also in Cebu. So yeah, didn't didn't feel that I was employee material. I really, really wanted to become a founder. So dug my way through and eventually found a problem that everyone during the pandemic needed, which was lead generation. So I started offering it to them, uh, started getting them good results, and I guess now we're here.
Right. Very
Wow.
impressive. Yeah.
Amazing. Can I
So
react to that, OJ? I want to
uh,
react.
we have
Just want to give
yes,
a
okay,
give a an amazing comment to Almond. Just
okay,
he
go,
just
go.
mentioned it's more of like I did not say it more about I have launched a magazine. I did not mention. And knowing that we're both founders in all different businesses, but I really understand as well myself that I would needed the a collaboration with collaborative founders, leaders of this group, like thanks OJ for giving us the opportunity. It would show me more the idea of why not? Because this is the right time, right? We got to work with people who are already in the industry. I mean, you do the real estate, but I do the magazine as well, which is
Mhm.
it's more like a dream for a Vogue, but it should be Filipino owned, and we hope you guys to
Yeah,
be featured there. So I want to say that more because we need to lead generate for this campaign, hopefully. So yeah,
sure.
go to that. That there's more business we can work on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with all of that, no, very inspirational, a lot of impressive achievements and milestones that all these startups have already achieved. But then, no, there was an article that was written just last year, no, and it's from Philstar. It says Philippines is the worst country among the worst country to launch a startup. So they said that 23% uh is the procedural cost of actually just starting, and then one of the highest tax country in the region is also Philippines with 25%. And then not so long ago, about 2 months ago, Inquirer released another article that says worst place to launch a startup again is the Philippines, stating that the days to just register a business is like 33 calendar days, no, not even a month. So 33 calendar days. So you just do the math, and then a lot of I wouldn't even agree with that. It could be longer, and then uh, the other stat was that the quality of life score to start a startup in the Philippines is the second. Di naman masama, second. Pero second lowest. So that
Oh.
was just, and these are like,
My God.
reputable, uh, news outlets that stated those facts, I suppose. No? Now, with that being said, no, I actually advise not to start a startup, right? Right. If that's the case, no, uh, it's just me, no, because it's hard as fuck, and it's going to be, you're gonna put on the, years of your life into this, and if you don't have, I mean, everything is stacked against you already with those statistics. No, but why are we so crazy and still wanting to do it? Yeah, we go reverse now. Mon, what's your reaction to that? No, like Philippines is like the worst place to start.
Um, Worst place to start in terms of taxes. I mean, in terms of registration, like I know a lot of other entrepreneurs who actually want to move to Dubai because of that. And there are also other people that are just like urging me to don't start a startup or don't register your business here in Philippines. Just go do it and
But
buy and
I
all of
told
that
you, right?
stuff.
Because the one
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I told you. Anyway, go ahead.
So I mean, like I don't what to say. Maybe because the economy needs us to do a lot of improvements. I mean, I'm doing it in real estate, and so far I'm seeing a lot of the projects that are being built here, and I guess it's kind of like the government is just asking for more help from us to eventually build out a better and much more sustainable economy for everyone else. So maybe we're suffering a little bit right now, but I did kind of see that right now Philippines and all of Southeast Asia is like the fastest growing economy in all of Southeast Asia, and that's already leading into something. So I think for me, even though it's harder tax wise, it's just us trying to help the economy as a whole, so that maybe in the future it's not going to be harder for future founders to eventually go ahead and start a business right here in the Philippines, because we already did all the pre-work for them. We paid our taxes, so eventually the economy will make it easier for future startup founders to operate their businesses here. In terms of living conditions, um, I'm I'm not the type of I'm not the type of person who's really that picky because I lived in Tacloban and actually lived through one of the worst calamities in history, which was the Yolanda. So that pretty much wiped out a lot of the economic stability there in in
A
our
lot of
city.
people died, bro. Not
Eh,
even just
yeah,
economic. A lot of lives are
Very
lost.
tough.
yeah, exactly. And I had to live like I was living in a set of Walking Dead. So,
Right.
um, even where was I? I think I lost my train of thought. Um, can you or
Yeah,
oh yeah,
you were saying about, you actually experienced worst. So
yeah,
taxes, right?
uh-huh.
Taxes to like typhoon disaster. That's nothing.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, thank you for reminding me. Okay. So I've lived on the very, very low. So in terms of like quality of life, like I don't really give too much fucks about it as long as I'm living comfortably. And actually right now I'm also kind of getting confused because um since I'm in real estate, I also see a lot of articles that are starting that Philippines is starting to become an even more expensive luxury market than in Dubai. So if there's articles that are popping up like that, is it really a worse living condition here in Philippines? For me, I wouldn't I wouldn't say so.
Well,
Right.
I think in the context of startups, because like the ones that are getting the billions in the real estate are the conglomerates, like what, the 20
Yeah.
families. But like for startups, that's the context of the article. Like if you're gonna be starting now, it's worse
Mm.
for you. Right? So
Oh yeah.
uh, yeah, so that was the context of the article. But no, Mon pointed out, no, that he has been through worse, so that doesn't actually,
It
like,
really
that doesn't
doesn't affect me at all.
affect him, right? Tara, you wanna dive in?
Probably, yeah, I mean, your opinion is super valid. I really want to say a lot about it, but I want to hear about Charm because I
I
think
see.
I would say something
Oh,
really great to put you
uh,
guys on a positive later.
go,
Probably
Tara.
Charm.
Yeah, sure. Well, starting a startup in the Philippines actually presents challenges, and but I believe it's not impossible. Well, of course, according to my experience, I mean, I'm running a traditional business. It's high operational cost and of course regulatory hurdles were an inevitable talaga. But there are significant advantage such as large percentage of young people, right? Who can be potential customers and of course be part of our workforce. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Ano ba yung average age, median age of Filipinos, like 25 years old, right? So, majority of Filipinos are young. Um, Also like tech savvy, right? We're like number one user of Facebook in the world. So I think there's opportunities there that startups will be able to take advantage of as well. Yeah.
So
Tara, take us home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised today. I'm just so surprised with what OJ just mentioned about, the press releases on Philstar stating and saying that it's hard to put a business in the Philippines when in fact what I'm doing is definitely promoting Philippines and bringing investors to come in. So it's I don't know if I'm trying to be hypocrite or negative about it, but it's very important that I get to listen to this kind of conversation, like a podcast or whatever. You engage to different perspective to people and to what they think about. Because as a marketing company or as a person that is in the media, I really want to encourage myself to be on the positive note. I mean, you know that most of the freedom press, they can all say things shit, sorry for the word. But again, it can be fake news or good or not. You know what I mean? But I'm all over the place on those media, and we in fact have contacts to all those. What's sad to hear is that when we are promoting Philippines so much, where we are trying to invite them to come to the Philippines to invest, um, it's sad to hear that it's hard to do that in the Philippines, because I think we can. It just depends on the location. It depends on the people you talk to. So if you want to keep that light, for others, and build them and guide them, I think it's a matter of who, and in situations. And I just want to share that. I hope you believe into that conviction, because
Sure.
I really want to pursue that. We must promote that it's still great to invest in the Philippines. It's still good to boost the economy. We boost the tourism, we boost the economy. We bring in more visitors from all other country and come into the Philippines. But here's another story. I went to the States. I want to know how to create a business there. I have put up a corporation myself in the US. I know how much it cost me, and I know probably somehow the taxes, but I know that you'll only be charged for tax if you put sales together on the banks, because you can never lie. But honestly, no filter, if you are a sole proprietor business, you can always lie about what you earn, especially in the call center industry, because we know we do not issue receipts. We only issue invoice. And honestly, we are the one manipulating it. We are actually the one, as founders, as a company owners of a call center industry, we know exactly where they're not putting that in the receipts,
Right, right.
right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I can be very, very guilty with that, because I
Yeah,
can literally earn million. I will be very honest. I will never be hypocrite about that. But you don't put that receipt together. But in the States, you can't do that. Anything that you invoice, anything that goes to your bank, anything that goes to even your GCash or anything, it's all calculated. It's crazy. So you can't do shit in America. You gotta be very honest about everything you get. So that's what I'm saying. So, but I can say, because I have put up a corporation there myself. And believe it or not, Filipinos can open a corporation in the States, as long as you partner with
yep.
one, or even not. If it's a corporation, you can open one. And here's the thing. Alan said about Dubai. Oh yes, I was just there a few weeks back, and I opened another company there. Put a license all together. Spend at least $10,000. But it's with three. I'd say it's with three business owners with it, and two visas to issue for residency. So I got a residency for 2 years. And yeah, all you have to do is, get on the process, get your Emirates ID together, get your health check, and then you will have the 2 years access to come back and forth in Dubai. So I've been really seeing, I mean, this is the thing. If you are a business owner in the Philippines, but if you want to expand to the other country and want to invite other investors or businesses to start up in the Philippines, you got to show them as well that you are capable of putting business there, because you are liable for taxes there if you want to execute business there. In Dubai, it's simple as this. You can never own a citizenship. In America, you can deposit big money, then you can get a citizenship. That's easy. And
Yeah.
this is a relevant information that we want to share today. So on a positive note, we are capable to do something. So with OJ and to the rest of us here, I think we must empower to share the right information. And Almon, would you say about Tacloban, you like experience a survivor kind of game, right? Mental
Yeah, yeah.
power, very uncomfortable situation. And I was there before that happens. So I get you. We got your back to either. But I want you to get to the positive note, because there's always a blessing in this, guys, as we move on.
Yeah.
So you will have a positive note, right? So let's travel all the world and put more businesses still together in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, totally agree. And then that's why I wanted to start with like the shitty stuff first, so that when we end the conversation, it's gonna be the whole, giving flowers and everything to the founders that are trying to change, the status quo. But there's another stat. 99% of startups fail. So, and I actually have two. Are founders just narcissistic that they would think that they could be the 1% that would succeed, or uh they are naive, or no they are, that belief that you would be able to change the world, and that would be you. And then on another note, no, so para dalawa na agad yung so the 99% of startups fail. And then another thing is that when you see the list of the richest people in the world, no, top 10, 8 of them are in tech, right? So from the Google and the Meta and Tesla and everybody else, no. So only two are not in tech, which is so Warren Buffett, which is in investing, and then another guy was the one who owns the luxury brands. The one that owns LV and all those luxury brands. So sila lang dalawa yung hindi tech, and everybody else is tech, right? So now that could also be that, like, founders are romanticizing that life, right? You could be romanticizing that, like, oh, I'll be the next Steve Jobs, I'll be the next, like that, right? Because before, when I grew up in the 90s, and then no, I never wanted to be a founder. I wanted to be a NBA player, or I wanted to be, right. So like those are the heroes. But right now, I talk to my kid. He wants to be a YouTuber, something like that. So it's totally different mind shift. And then what are your thoughts on that? About 99% of startups fail. And the other hand, also, it's like romanticizing founders, like both extremes. Uh, what are your thoughts, Tara?
I want Almond to react first.
Sige, sige.
All right. Okay. 99% of business fail. It's actually funny. Because I had a personal experience with this, but not my own businesses. Um, my sister, and two of my cousins started a coffee shop, uh, back there in the club, and they just wanted to do it just because. But running a business isn't just because you wanna be an owner. I mean, you have to think a lot of things, registration, tax, uh, HR, accounting, marketing, sales, inventory, operations, all of that things, they never even prepared their minds for that. And lo and behold, they only operated for 5 months.
Yeah.
So,
But as I don't know, like, startups is still a commercial activity, right? There
mm-hmm,
you s- at the end of the day, you have to make money, right? Even
mm-hmm,
what your advocacy, even if it's a social enterprise, even if you're like no, curing cancer, you still have to make money in
yes,
order for the business to sustain itself. That's not
mm-hmm,
the end goal, right? The end goal is really
mm-hmm.
just,
Just to make money. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The end goal is not just to make money, but you have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And yeah,
uh,
basically that's what they didn't foresee. They didn't do any market research or forecast or any of those stuff. And that already kind of connects to the second part, which is romanticizing the life of founders, because they just wanted to have a coffee shop just because they think they'll look cool. Hey, I'm a coffee shop founder. But no, they failed because they went into that with the wrong expectations and the wrong mindset, right? And I think that goes to all of those 99% that they're going it to in super blind and wrong expectation, wrong mindset. That's why they basically failed, right? That's it for me.
ladies,
Agreeable. How about you, Charm?
Yeah, so well, 99% of startups fail. I've heard a lot of I've heard many times now. So I think being a startup founder is more than just a title. So with so many startups failing, I think the key is to not only find and serve an underserved market, but also to keep things going as long as possible with, of course, a sustainable prototype. This can make or break our journey to the next level and really test our risk tolerance. And yeah, that's what I've been actually experiencing right now. And Second, romanticizing tech founders, well, looking at tech startup with optimism can keep us motivated. But when things get tough, that's when our adaptability really shines. Yeah, being visionary might seem a little bit like delusional or wishful thinking at times, but it all boils down to how we manage the long haul and of course the numbers that comes with it.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, you have a very good thought for that, Charm. Yes, I want to comment. What I want to say, it's horrible, things that are happening today is quite different to what we know 10 years back, 15 years back when we started in sales, working as employees, stuff like that. But I really want to have a big kind of clear understanding and vision to what's really happening in the economy stand. My standpoint here is that most startups fail because they do it to copycat, and they just see it on trending, or that's what's in, what's out. That's not how to do it. There's YouTube, there's TikTok, all of these were big during 2008. If I were to know that as well, and I was already in YouTube at 2009, I could have literally earned good money because I was in TV. But no, I was traumatized into media. I didn't know that you can monetize YouTube. This is the truth. I'm sharing with conviction. Why? Because people think that if you can get followers and you have viewers on TikTok or all these platforms, they think they're already big, you're a star. But that's not the right way. I myself had to audition, and all other these kind of reality shows and TVs were so big before that you really had to line up and be selected in order to get in. That's when you can be a star, when you really get into in TV. But right now, like, they become a star through all these platforms, and they can just be good on the video frame or on a photo frame, but not in reality, because they were not casted, they were not screened. They can only act on a 15-second and look good at it, but they can never perform in a real kind of situation and stage. I can tell this fact because I can share this thought because I work with artists. I was in television. I know how it works. I know what media looks like. I've met some of those who are not, I mean, the big stars of today. I have met some of those in GMA. So what I'm understanding is, like, people today, the young people today, they think it's easy to get there. It's not, because that's not how the way it should. It's manipulation. It's a wrong. You can always fake things right now. I can put someone's name in with 1 million followers. We work for celebrities and put followings into their postings. You can just literally post something and put 1,000 following into that, likes or comments. Everything can be manipulated. Everything's fake, literally, to be honest. We were a product of the before, and we know how it was. So we have to really speak and tell them that it's not right what you're thinking right now. And they even demand a high pay for that kind of talent as an influencer, when in fact they just learn it over YouTube. You know what I mean? There's no personal experience, and that's very sad. Okay, startup fails because it's just what they think they know, but they really didn't have that experience. It's a copy paste kind of thing, and then they did not really had to try to connect to the right people and have a better consultant, making sure that they were given the right information they need. They have to talk to people from the bottom to the top. If you have that kind of connection, if you have that kind of mindset as a startup, look at the bottom. That's why you do feasibility. You got to talk about the lowest and the top, and that's how I see things as a marketing company, as a person who's really on the side. I'm on media, and at the same time I'm on the government side too. So I'm really looking at the whole picture. You know what the economy is doing, what the government is doing, what are we doing as an entrepreneurs? What are we doing to contribute to the economy? You know what I mean? As an influencer, are you just focused on being famous yourself, or you're really sharing relevant information that is good to consume for people to understand? That's what you have to do. Because most people right now, they just dance on TikTok, that's it. What, just to sell? How lame, right? I mean, sorry for the word. I don't know. I don't know how to express that. I don't know what to say about that. You can't just be focused into that idea because that's their mindset. All they understand is that as long as I can sell something, then I'm just gonna go on the trend. Are we really impacting to that? Maybe for the startups. Because if the startup would say it, so I can just dance and do this and do that and make, you know, make some kind of drama and then I can earn and sell. Is that how we work in the call center? No, not. We really had to work hard over the phone, talk to 100 to 200 customers and sell them our service on a night shift. And we know how that's like. And okay, romanticizing on these great founders in the world who's making a lot of money. Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, as to mention, there's so much of them. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, etc. Everybody wants to be like them, right? But is it possible? Can be, but not so much. But you can always utilize what they already have to empower and use those platforms to educate people, businesses, and to the rest of the world through those platforms. Because there was already a manipulation at the beginning. I hope you're understanding me. I mean, I'm really like looking at the right point here of you. I mean, you get me, OJ? So I
Yeah,
just
for sure.
yeah, because I'm really saying about the it's there's so much things that's happening in the world today that was not right. It was not right at all. And the
Okay,
business
so
today, so you have kids, bring up our kids, right? And they wanted what? YouTube? They want to be a professional YouTuber? And then ask them, what specific content are you talking about? Spend on your brand, I mean, invest in your branding, but what kind of branding are you trying to say? What? A branding of a beautiful face? A branding of a beautiful body? A branding of a very good head? Teaching online about how you can be great over the phone? Sales talk? Like what you do is good, of course. The generation, do you share that online? We don't. This is the thing what we can do. If you think that what you know is something what others didn't know, we gotta tell that to the world. And that makes us a better person. And that makes us a better people. And then you can share these other young people right now who just want to be famous. My business is that. My business is fame whoring. Means they pay a lot of money to be famous. And this is no
that's
filter. This is the truth about this.
right. And so now that we
That's pretty
have
good.
yeah, now that we have shit on startups, we have shit on the on our government, we have
Everything.
so we now did the all the reactions that from all those negativity that is hindering some people to actually join the startup world or now let's shift our on the more positive light. Now, this is not now. Put your mindset if you're talking to like your younger self, or if you're like the aspiring founder, no, then that was you before. Now, how did you take the mental leap, and how did you know that you were ready? And then, and then, what skill or what's like the first skill that you would advise, uh, aspiring founders right now? But if it was yourself, what would be that first skill, that value, or that would say that you're ready now to start?
Very good
Okay, I'll
You
question.
start.
want me to? Yeah. So let me go first. Para last time I did last day. So I always say it's self awareness is always be the first thing, because you have to know yourself. No, it's not if you're not fit to be a founder, then you're not fit to be a founder, right? And then if you are better to be an employee, you're actually better not to go to be employed and have like a fixed salary, then you climb the corporate ladder. No, now you would be able to not start a business and still be financially secure, with other means, and not going through what founders are going through right now. And if you're just self-aware, the self-awareness, not just because it's all hype, now you wanna join the startup world because it's hype, but deep inside of yourself that no, you're not ready yet, or you're not. But there's another thing. If you're if you have that big thing that have been put inside of you, that big thing wouldn't have been put inside of you if you don't have the capacity to achieve it. Okay? So sometimes now I'm being contrary to what I just said, that you have to start even if you're not ready.
Agree.
How about you guys? What's like the first thing, the skill set that you wanted to have, and then when you started, what's like the jump? What's the jump like?
Well, I guess for me, I think one of the most crucial qualities of an aspiring founder is a strong risk appetite. Yeah. And a positive mindset towards living below your means or modest means. Yeah. That's for me.
Mon? Uh, you're on mute, bro.
Hold on. Okay. All right. I guess mine would be, well, related to the risk tolerance would be, yeah, also kind of the same, a high stress tolerance, because there's going to be a lot of shit that you're eventually going to face when you're going to be a founder. So I guess self-awareness, risk tolerance, tolerance, all of those stuff all goes together because it goes back to what OJ said. You have to really, really be sure that you want to be a founder. Or if it's on the other way, maybe it's a calling. And regardless of what you feel, if it's something that you're doing for the good of a lot of people, then you should go ahead and go for it.
Tara?
Yeah, agree. Honestly, everyone's doing a shortcut. And if you believe, if you heard that before, you need to have 10,000 hours of experience to be good at something. I was never good in sales for a day, 2 years or three. It's at least 5 years of getting a lot of termination in different call center industry before I get the best one, and not at all being terminated because of that experience I had to go through. And so I really believe on experience and exposure first, knowing yourself, build that inner strength, God first above all, because that's you're building your inner strength. And that's why there's a lot of problem with mental health issues right now, because they really need to build that spiritual values, whatever we believe in. That's your master. That's one, because that's the way how you define yourself. How strong are you? I mean, this is more of like a survivor mindset. How would you survive in 39 days, no food, no water? If I ask you this and you say yes, you're going to be with me. But if you don't, then your mental strength is not yet ready. You need to go through psychological tests, making sure you're interviewed 2, 3 different doctors probably, and get all the vaccine shots you need, making sure you're safe on the game. And sharing that thought to you guys is a reality. That there was a kind of game like Survivor who really they put you to the situation that there's no comfort zone. You feel like you got a type, you got smashed by that typhoon or whatever that feels like, and you can't eat. Just imagine you're hungry and you cannot eat at all, and you need to win first before you can get a reward and eat. And if you got that kind of mindset, that that you don't need food. You need inner strength and spiritual values. Understanding how would you survive without a food and water? Because you would survive at least 39 days until you die if you don't get to get liquid or anything that you get to take in. So the idea here really is let me go back to the can you trigger me a little bit, OJ? Trigger me in a one question
Mhm.
again. I just want to get back to the trigger. To the question
The
of, say it again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what skill, or you said that
Yeah.
10,000
Okay. So
hours?
what do you,
Yeah.
skills. If I answer that, you need to have the 10,000 hours of experience to be the best of anything. So how can you be a founder for no experience, by the way?
when you all just get that skill from actually just reading can be good, but if without no exposure and without that experience and conviction to do it and done that, and you have not done it yourself, then how can you be good? How can you be a leader? How can you show them the way that that's how to win when you've never had an experience? So that's all a joke. First, there's an EBSI rule: employee, business, self-employed, and investor. These are the rules. Robert Kiyosaki: be an employee first. In the stages of life, you got to be an employee first. I'm really shifting my job, my business right now into consultancy, where they got to pay me this much in order for me to give them the best of experience I had, so they can have a fast track training with me, or either way, show them, lead them the way. And you don't just, get out of the way. And that's going to be our value today. Like, that's probably going to be a value of Almond. You know how tough it was working in a call center. I believe OJ has experience too. Maybe Charm, you can ask it from us. I'm not sure you haven't mentioned if you have worked in a call center, but that was the biggest last 10 years before the economy is boost up. The biggest contributor of taxes in the Philippines is call center business. And we are all the contributor of that, right? And so without saying, not everyone is a leader. Not everyone has that kind of understanding. So if we can share that information to others and to the rest of the founders and to the people who want to start a business, be a consultant to them and tell them, to be honest with you, you have to be experienced first before you want to be leading as someone who want to be a CEO. Maybe if you were born from a rich family, yes, and you get to see your mom or dad actually running the business, or it's in your blood, yes, or can be too, you just really want to. So you fail because but you didn't need to be ready. But for at least you have to engage, keep engaging, knowing what you want till you get there. And that's actually just the truth about that. You have to start when you're not ready, and keep envisioning that, and keep manifesting and search. And that's the good thing about today, because you can literally search the top 10, the best of that industry, and know exactly your target. When I want to be in fashion, simply I want to manifest. I want to be sitting down next to Michael Cinco to understand what fashion is for me, because he is one of the best for a Filipino, and I become his friend. And understanding that and knowing his value and knowing how he is, despite of he is being a world-renowned fashion designer, being worn by all the Hollywood stars and all that stuff, I realized how great person he is, and he's still on foot. And he sees himself very humble still. And that made me a person still, right, of today. Again, there's no level at all, whatever we've become. And that should be the right attitude here. And so whoever the startup is, we teach them, whatever happens, you're just a human being. You're not going to be the top of the world. But you can always empower and create impact to other people by sharing the right information, by telling them who's your master, and that's one, God. Then know yourself. Define yourself well and your purpose. Make sure that what you do, what you want, will be impacting to other people's lives. It's generous and it's not greedy. I think that's just my thoughts onto it.
Yeah.
But on a positive note,
Yep.
yes.
Right. Yeah. And then last one. Let's end it on a positive note. All of that we already shared all the worst things about starting a startup, like now the skill set that you would need, and now a little bit of introspection. Why do you do what you do, right? And then let's end strong with what's your vision? No, I mean, for your startup. No, now let's be selfish. No, and say this was what's your vision for your startup, and then if you have an ask, because for to download your app or whatever. So let's start with myself. So right now, no, uh, I'm doing this because I believe that Filipinos can actually change the world. No, we come from a scrawny, we're a scrawny little startup from an island of Cebu, and we have pitched to the biggest stage in Canada. And right now, tomorrow I'm gonna go to New York, and with Tara's connection, gonna have like billboards in Times Square. and that alone, all those milestones and achievements are started with a belief, no, that, that and then somewhere along the way, you just check off whatever it is that you have envisioned in the past, and I think, Filipinos have been programmed that, you have to study and then uh find work, and then, uh stay for your job for the next how many decades, and then retire and then die, right? So and we have been, uh the mindset of being an employee. Again, I said earlier, being an employee is not bad. Both my parents are employees, and we lived a comfortable life as kids. uh but there are founders that are built to be founders, that because of the culture that we have, they don't do it anymore. No, but then, no, it's not that, uh that mindset shift that we would have, no, na we can actually do it, and Filipinos can compete worldwide. And that's something that we are advocating right now in this discourse. So other founders, because this could be like content, they would be able to watch this tomorrow, or they would watch this next year, and 5 years from now it's going to be in online forever, right? And you never know when somebody, with just one person, you would be able to change your life just because of what we did today. And no, that's something uh that I'm aspiring for.
That's so great of you, OJ. I really want to thank you for the opportunity today, because I've been really been not spacing myself, but I put myself into a um very small circle. It seems to be like, if you're a celebrity, if you're if you were a media personality 10 years back, and you were being judged as someone who's not approachable, it's very sad to say, right? Because that was the personality you portrayed on TV. But to be honest, I really love engaging to people, and OJ is just one of the people that I become friends with, and not because of what I have in the past, but as a person who really work hard myself to become who I am today, and I really believe that, and I hope we can share it to other people, and you're very right with it. The people that can hear us today, as you would upload all of these informations online, that can change their mindset. So I really want to say that, please say what you want to say, because you might change someone's mindset because of your inputs. But I really want to say, after I hear this to other person, because they're so interesting to hear. How about Charm and Almond, OJ? I think we're very expressive, OJ. You know
Oh,
what I
sure.
mean? So, but the two of them are like, try to tell them, like, can you tell more? It's so exciting,
And
actually, learning from others' perspective. Really, it amazed me.
Charm.
Right. So I'd like to start with sharing you a bit of backstory. So I was once called a black sheep, you know. I left home when I was 16. I quit my university. And I think starting a startup helps me grow by really unleashing my creativity, because it's something that nobody has done yet, as for me. And it also allows me to pave my own path. And of course, there are so many challenges to solve along the way, innovate, build resilience. And I think through this journey, I'm developing leadership skills, and of course learning constantly and making a meaningful impact, hopefully, in the industry I am in. Yeah.
Thank you, Charm. Mon, mute, bro, mute.
You're muted.
Okay. Okay. Heard. So I guess going back to the question, was the number one reason why I'm doing this. I'm also going to share a little bit about a little bit backstory. Because starting at the start, I never really imagined myself to become a founder because I'm absolutely introverted and uh facing having to do even public speaking just like this actually used to terrify me a lot. So before I just had the dream back when I was still in college, I just wanted to earn uh by working at home and working whenever I want, and then like after I work I just go ahead play games or whatever. But and that was that so yeah, that was just still the case up until a point. So eventually it's just all about earning money at the start. But uh during my during my time as this agency owner thing, um I was still absolutely very selfish with the skills that I had. I did not want to share this to a lot of people. Uh, but there was this one real estate agent that came up to me, asked for my help. But sadly she couldn't afford my rates, my retainers, and she told me like a very sad story that she's supporting her family, and if she doesn't make a sale, then I know she's going to get kicked out. And that actually brought me back to my high school best friend that actually had the same story where at first we met up here in Manila. He told me that he got his dream job to become a real estate agent, and he was very excited because if he closes a lot of deals he can totally help his family's loved ones and bring freedom and financial uh stress away from whoever they're whoever they're facing at that time. And then a year later, I just followed up with him, and he gave me another sad story, which he told me that he quit because he couldn't do sales because no one was supporting him. And I just felt very sad for him, and that brought me back to the present where I was talking to this person, and I that was like enough of a switch for me, a click to say that there are a lot of people that are like this, a lot of real estate agents that are like this, and I don't want them to suffer anymore. And that has now started to become like the vision mission in our company, which is no real estate sellers left behind. So that's why we started offering. I started a YouTube channel basically just to help a lot more people learn more about this. And yeah, after I did all of that, like I feel so happy to see that a lot of people are getting results from our teachings and all of that stuff. And yeah, that's basically my number one purpose right now.
Wow, good job to that, Almond. Salute you with that. If that's your that's your thing right now, really. But I'm actually really curious. But I know this is just the beginning. Thank you, OJ, again for connecting everybody here. I think we actually learned a piece of mindset here for everybody. It's a mix of the different uh of personalities in this room. But at the end of the day, I really want to end by saying, let's be generous, be kind, and share the best thoughts to the world. Do not limit what you can provide, create impact because that matters most at the end of the day. And we're ready to die because we know we've done our part. That's it. And we have that best of mindset, that kind of mindset, whatever we do, anything we can get. And we're just trying to just be in the world, you know? And for the startups, we just don't have that connection yet. We don't have that information they need. We give them a very short 3 months of kind of consultancy and show them the fast track process to get there. But they should know what are exactly those. So they can just act to it. They can't get that 5 year experience that we had experience as a founder of any business that we do right now because we can never be this good or we can never be good into that kind of industry if we have no experience, right? I mean, you can be very good at lead generation. I can learn from you to that because I was never for a 5 year, as an employee, but
I at least work for 2 years so I know how it's like. Then I realized I need to become my own boss. I can never work for the company and generate thousands of dollars for the company. I'm not going to be compensated that much as I expected. So that's the reality here. So we just have to tell the right information to the world and keep sharing it. Let's do this for some more, and I'll be happy to know you more also, Charm. I think there's something in what you do right now that I am not really understanding it yet, and that interests me. Okay. So, and Riva stuff as well is a big thing. So congratulations, OJ, for all you do. You're traveling the whole states. You're making a note this year. You probably deserve that billboard featuring. So we gotta do something for it for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's it.
No, Char, Mon, Tara, for indulging me uh, doing this with me. No, I said earlier, no, this is actually parang, kasi sabi ko, di ba, na be selfish, and then what are your answers? No, si Charm, they want to impact on the industry that she's in. Mon helping out the real estate sellers, and that makes him happy. And then Tara took us home and say, be generous. And the premise was be selfish, but then the real founders are actually the ones who give more than what they take. And that, again, guys, thank you so much for this discussion, and we'll see each other soon. Picture tayo.
Sure tayo. Let's do some
One,
more and connect more people.
isa pa. 1, 2, 3.
Kaya lang, huh? Sorry for my bad hair day today.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Nice to meet you
Yeah.
guys.
Then
Happy to
those mga
connect.
who went there, Adi, Jared, yung mga nanonood kanina, thank you guys for
Oh, are we live?
yeah. There are a couple of people who came in and listen
And
to us.
watched with us.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Thank you, Adi and Jared for being here. And then on to the next one. So we'll be doing more stuff like this.
Yes.
All right, bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Pleasure, OJ. Bye, Alman.
Bye.
Mhm.